This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We kicked off this week with something that was eerily reminiscent of something that happened last year.
What we do here is go back.
If you'll cast your mind back, you might remember Kate saying this.
There is absolutely no way I will ever do a cover of Fast Car.
And then going on to do this.
You got a fast car. I wanted to get anywhere. Maybe we could make a deal.
Well, this week, Kate said this.
My favourite song to make up dances in my room was Sunshine, Lollipops and Rainbows. I'm not saying I'm going to sing it. It was my favourite song when I was growing up.
And then went on to do this.
Come on, let's do this.
Am I doing it?
Yeah, you're doing it.
Sunshine, lollipops and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when we're together.
Coming up next, Doris Day.
Wow. Now, either the guys are getting increasingly better at bullying Kate into singing these songs,
I can feel myself being swayed, and then it's going to be something I'll regret.
or Kate just secretly wants to sing them. Actually, hold that thought.
You don't own me.
It's definitely the second one.
I'm not just one of your many toys.
Can we save that for tomorrow's show?
Own me.
Can we book you in for the week?
No.
And speaking of repeating things,
Changing the first letter of your first name and your last name. So you would be Rate Kitschy.
that's certainly not something Fitzy would do.
And then we got to Matt Peacock. He was known as Pat for the rest of his life.
You know what's funny?
It's really
is
good.
I haven't been here long, and I've heard that story before.
With Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel returning this week, Joel Creasy joined the show.
Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel are back.
God, they've had a long break, haven't they, mate?
Oh, please. We work New Year's Eve.
And it's true, Tim and Joel hosted the New Year's Eve show on Nova.
When I heard that you and Blackers were doing New Year's Eve, I was slightly concerned.
I think all the bosses were too.
But Kate really should have been more concerned about the fact that they called Fitzy during the show.
The 50 is joining us on the line. Hang on.
You know what, I'm looking at the time now, starting to take off the belt a couple of notches.
Who might have had a little bit of truth juice.
Do you have a New Year's resolution? Because I haven't heard from you this year. What's your New Year's resolution?
To do drive radio on Nova.
Now, as much as Kate has tried to get this brand new segment started this week,
What is the lolly that you bite in half and you play a game about what colour it is on the
Oh, you
inside?
bought some clinkers in. Because Fitzy suggested stinker or a clinker.
we're going to have to bring back a classic segment for this week. Out of context, Kate, because it's had a few more entries.
You're either in or you're out, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends.
We always go pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out.
Out of context, Kate.
Out of context, Kate. Whipper talked a bit of smack about sumo wrestling this week.
You were talking about this on air, and I didn't think you were completely respectful.
And wouldn't you know it, there was a couple of gigantic sumo wrestlers in town.
Right here, right in front of you now, two of the best sumo wrestlers the world has to offer.
And Whipper did about as well as you'd imagine.
He's picked him up. Throw him. Throw him. Okay.
But my favourite part was the sound that Whipper's stomach made when the sumo wrestler slapped him directly on it. Let's hear that again in slow motion. Fantastic. This week, the topic of superpowers came up on the show.
If you think you have a bit of a gift.
And to quickly sum up the team superpowers, Kate Ritchie can find a car park no matter where she is.
When you go into the car park, we always go pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out.
Whipper can do whatever the hell this is.
Got an amazing ability to pick the gender and the age of golden retriever dogs.
And Fitzy by far has the most impressive power,
Do you want me to ring in?
which is being able to tell if a massage place is legit or not.
When you go into a massage parlour, the difference is when you look at the table and there's two holes instead of one hole.
Thank you for your service, Fitzy.
Sounds awesome.
See you guys next week.
Pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.